Right, the story thus far. Um, Basically, from January 2020, I've inherited this house thanks to my sister, who I'm very grateful to. It was split between us, but she decided it would be better if I had it. Well, that's my sister for you. Wonderful. Anyway, but here's the drawback. Uh, it's in a very bad state. Well, now, to be fair, it hasn't been decorated in 30 years. Well, I don't know, maybe 20 years. My father lived in it and he really wasn't interested. He wasn't interested in anything like that. He didn't even like cleaning very much. So basically all the paper has got to come off throughout the whole house, whether I like that or not. But just to give you an idea, this is the front room. It's quite a big house for what it is. I think it is. But, you know, mostly it's making good. And the ceilings were papered, as was the thing that, you know, back in those days. And I've got to say, this ceiling, clean and flat as it is a bit old-fashioned now. And the fireplace, which was Art Deco, is quite damaged in places. That needs to come out and something a bit more modern put in there. My dad originally had two doors between front and back room because he played piano and he likes to keep his piano in there. But I'm going to fill that in. And I've now opened up what was the back of the cupboard and found the original doorway, which is here. So, right, so here's the back of those doors. And the plan is to make this a kitchen. See, I've got an oven and I've got a gas hob. But I think over the winter I'm going to be managing on a very simple LPG stove for the time to use it, and a microwave. But you know, we'll function fine like that. You know, the work's got to be done. But all this electrical stuff has cost me an absolute fortune. But it's still cheaper than the £2,000 that would be needed to completely rewire it, and I'm competent enough to do that. In fact, so much so, look at this, the best feature of this house. I'm not going to change it. Light comes on, isn't that good? So I put the fuse box in, and an isolator switch down there. So I'll bring the tails up, connect it into the fuse box, and we'll be off because we're on a very old fuse box down there. Anyway, so looking back towards the back of the house, this is what was the original kitchen, and I'm now using it as a kind of wood storage unit and for materials and stuff. The sink will suffice if I need water, but obviously eventually I'll put it in that back room. I shall move that. There'll be a shower down there, toilet and wash basin, and maybe a little office, you know, like a radio studio, who knows, at this end. So that's the ground floor. Oh yeah, don't forget the stair lift. I may need that sooner than I think. Right, so we're going up the stairs. And the first room we come to is the bathroom, which is in an appalling state, especially the walls. I've got a fair challenge there. It does have a brand new towel rail in it. You know, it's like a step ladder, isn't it? Look how tall that is. But basically okay, they're not the best, but it's a brand new bath, a brand new sink and a brand new toilet. Well, only about a year old, something like that. So it's just a case, I think, I'm getting this tidy, retiling it or putting splashbacks up, whatever, and get it nice. Back room, which is going to be Anthony's room, and this is the one I'm concentrating on at the moment because I want him to be in his space where he can lock the door and not worry about building dust and rubble, which Dad's going to have to deal with. So get his room finished, so he can get his computer in, he can lock his door, and he'll be happy. Well, all the original 30s doors, not changing those. And then into the front room, which would be my bedroom. It's a sizable bedroom. These cupboards will come out at some point, but because I'm having to prioritise stuff, they can stay as they are for a while. You know, it's not the end of the world. And you know, if my room's not decorated and finished, well, so be it. As long as it's clean and it's swept and I've got a rug down, I'll be fine. You know, the heating works, I'll have curtains up at the windows, it'll all be fine. Then you've got a little box room, again these 30s doors, just big enough to get a bed down there, I guess. But this is the great thing, this is why you don't want to replace these doors. Watch. Look at the join. It's absolutely perfect fit all the way around that door. If you put a new door on it, you'd never get it to fit as well as that. And these are solid, so they'll hold back a fire. And they have all actually got locks, but they're all gummed up with paint, so I'm going to free those up so they can be locked. But they fit absolutely perfect. Every door up here does. Amazing, because this has been through the wall, this house. There's also a loft, which I have nosed around. It's huge. And there's no rafters in the way, which is great, so that can be boarded out and can be used as extra space. So that's it. That's what I'm up against, and I'm trying to do all of this on my own at the moment. I will at some point get to a stage when I can get family and friends in to assist me with the painting, but I just don't feel at the moment, until I've got this wiring done, that I'm in a position to do that. And if I can get all the walls prepped, I haven't got to paint, they can just come in and paint for me. Well, hopefully, if they all come up trumps like they said they would. So that's it. So that's where I'm at, and why I'm trying to do Tim Rice shows weeks and weeks and weeks ahead, because you can see what I'm up against. Oh well, there you go.